So you guys, you're not just in property, are you? You've got other businesses, is that fair to say?
Yep, correct. We've got another business.
Do you want to tell us about your other business?
Yeah, my mum started it, Caroline started it 30 years ago. It's a swimming school locally in the Bournemouth and Poole area. 11 years ago, my sister and I saw an opportunity out in Antigua, so we took a branch of the family business out there as well, and we've grown that through teaching swimming, football coaching. We've actually now got our own TV show out there, teaching children sport on TV. My brother thinks he's going to be Gary Lineker, I think, analysing all the kids' football. And that's all been helped through Progressive Community as well with Rob and Mark. Similar to Steve, we were out in the Cayman Legacy, and that's changed everything for us.
Right, cool. Okay, well, when did you first become involved with Progressive?
With Progressive, it's about 18 months ago, 16 months ago.
Yeah, basically, we all the businesses we built, I had a coaching business, which was a franchise a few years ago, sold that off after a 5-year licence. And all the businesses we've run, we've actually networked, but we never networked property. So it was like a standalone unit, and we made a lot of mistakes on the way, which probably some of the people in here have actually done the same sort of thing. So I said to Graeme, who's a bit of a whiz kid on the computer, we better find some networking events revolved around property. And I went and researched a couple, turned up at a couple of events. It didn't quite gel with how we worked as a family and how we worked as a unit and what we wanted to do in the future. Came across Progressive, turned up here one evening, and the room was empty. There was no one here. It was the day before. So the following month we turned up again. I met Leigh on the door there. So we came and asked him, you weren't here. And Leigh said, oh, you turned up again. And I said, well, yeah, we have, because we're quite sort of persistent and we'll get there eventually.
I remember you telling me off. I was like, wrong day, yeah.
So, and then that was November last year. Christmas time we arrived and did the Christmas function for the charity event. And I put in some silly bids, silent bids for a couple of courses with Progressive, thinking that someone's going to outbid me. Unfortunately, that never happened. About 4 or 5 days later, I got told I won about 4 courses. So Graeme and I ended up going up to Peterborough one weekend on my soppy. And that really started the journey with us with Progressive, because we actually sat there with our hands on our backsides like that, saying we're not going to spend any more money on training, which we've done a few months before, a couple of years before. And unfortunately, Mark and Rob are quite good at what they do. And we've been around a lot of personal development training over the years with T. Harvecker and Tony Robbins and things like that. So, you know, if you're going to do something, you've got to go to the top guys, learn from them and accelerate the whole process. And Rob put an offer out to be coached by him. And I looked at Graeme and Graeme looked at me and I went, we better fill the form in. But we won't get it. Don't worry about it. We won't get it. We'll be fine. And after the break at lunchtime, Rob came out back on stage and said, we'd like to ask Graeme and Gerry. And I went, oh no. Have you got a credit card? No, we didn't bring any credit cards with us this weekend. So, cut a long story short, we joined VIP, and the coaching we've had with Mark and Rob has been absolutely phenomenal. And a few times we've had wobbles on the way, the wheels have slightly fallen off, and Rob has kept saying, stick with your strategy, stick with your strategy. But the houses and the prices down here are too expensive. And literally within the last 3 or 4 months, having Graeme and Caroline come back from the Cayman, everything has fallen into place because we just kept working at it. We've changed our mindset completely, because that is a big key to anything. And things are now starting to fall into place for us.
Excellent, Gerry. So, where were you then in terms of your property journey to where you are now?
Well, so I started my property journey when I was 19. When Grandad passed away, he gave us all some inheritance money, and it was meant to be to buy a car. By the time I was able to get the money, I'd already had a car, so I invested it in a property. Bought a flat, that doubled in price in about 2 years, so I was able to remortgage that, and we bought another couple of properties. From that, we invested the money into all the personal development going on Tony Robbins and T. Harvecker and stuff, so we didn't have any money to buy any more properties, but we were getting gifted deposits from a developer down here, so we bought a lot of properties without any real knowledge. And those properties, I don't know whether you know, with new developments, it's like taking a car off as soon as you drive it off the tarmac, it devalues in price, and so we lost the value in a lot of the properties. And so then we started doing the training we actually went through another company to learn how to turn that portfolio around with the courses. And from that, one of the strategies that we learned on lease options and also contract trading, when I was out in Antigua, there was an opportunity that came up. They were speaking to one of the guys in the bank, and he had these repossessions, and I knew the price of the property. They were worth 250,000 on the open market, and it was when we were on MSOPI, listening to Rob on stage and telling us what we could do.
MSOPI is that multiple streams of property income that course, which Steve mentioned before as well. Sorry,
Yeah.
Graeme.
So they came up and the offer was put an offer in for 100,000, which was a very, very cheeky offer. They're worth 250. My sister, when we were on MSOP, we were telling her what to say, and we got overnight. She put an advert in the local supermarket. We had 18 people wanting to view the villas the next day. She had them all there at the same time, and we sold the villas that night for 195,000, 199,000, made 145,000 on MSOP out in Antigua.
So amazing. So you were on the course
So
and you're on the
course.
phone to Zoe telling her what to do from what they were telling you on the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like to say how much the marketing cost? To sell those 2 villas in Antigua? It's a piece of paper with a photograph. The ink was drying out because it's very, very hot in Antigua, and it cost us 10 pence to sell those 2 properties. So keep your marketing budget low.
So it was a piece of paper. Am I right? If I recall this story,
A4 piece
it was
of
an
paper.
A4 piece of paper with strips with the telephone number on the bottom. Yeah, that you pull off. You've seen those in the supermarket. That's how those guys sold their property. So it's amazing, really, really cool story. And have you done any like property deals with people that you've met on VIP or at
So
Cayman or?
since Cayman and stuff, we've actually got 2 JV partners. We're doing a partnership with Steve locally, and also Stuart's come down from Brighton today. We've just had an offer accepted on a commercial building that we're turning into 30 flats. So things are really kicking off. If you asked me to do that 12 months ago, I wouldn't have thought it was possible. But both these guys have helped us along the journey.
Incredible stuff, incredible. And, you know, actually we've got something that we've been working on as well that we're hoping to get over the line in the next couple of weeks too as well. Well, guys, you're an amazing family, and it's been a privilege getting to know you. You've become very good friends of mine as well. And I wanted to thank you in front of all these people for the contribution that you make to this community as well. So thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.